This is VRoc. 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 Chops. This is VRoc. Chops.
Yo, what's up, Top Nation? It's the kickoff. It's the first interview, as promised. We're going to start this new year off right. So we have our first guest, Mr. Darious Scott. Everybody, put your hands together for Darious Scott.
Appreciate
I'm gonna start this thing off with just a few of the standard questions that I'll be asking along throughout this series. So we're gonna start with Mr. Scott. What high school and if you attended college, for those that don't know, what college you went to?
High school, I went to Whitehaven High School, 2006 through 2010. I attended Jackson State University, Crabbed in 2010. I graduated in December of 2015 with my bachelor in business management.
Graduated from college. That's the key word. Although we make mistakes in life, everybody don't pick the right
Go,
school.
there
But
you go.
that's not what we're talking about right now. All right, so my next question will be, what is your favorite drum rudiment and why?
My favorite drum rudiment would have to be the Swiss Army triplet. Reason being, it's enough notes within that rudiment, within that pattern where you can manipulate different accents, different variations of the pattern, different uh, what I want to say, different volumes of the pattern. And this just something that I usually add in a lot of cadences or solos that I make on my own. So that's pretty much my favorite.
Okay, cool, cool. What was that? Everybody has that, when it finally click in. What was that moment when you knew, hey, I'm supposed to play drums. I'm a percussionist. What was that moment for you? Do you remember?
That moment, well, to be honest, I've always been around music. My grandparents used to tell me about stories when I was a kid when they first bought me my first drum set, but it wasn't really a moment, I guess, because I've been around it so long.
Mhm.
But I actually stirred away from music for a little minute, maybe like second grade, maybe like second grade up until I got to middle school. I played sports, but after that, it was just like, man, I feel like I could do more with music. I had started making beats and things of that nature uh, with my best friend, actually, Brandon Henderson, who actually also uh, attended Whitehaven.
Be
But
Hen. Shout out to Be Hen.
yeah, that's my boy, man. Love dude. But yeah, once I got to like middle school and just started getting around him, who was also musically inclined, he was just like, hey, I think I want to just pursue this passion with music. So ever since then, man, I've been doing it. So I specifically say around fifth grade
Fifth
was
grade.
when it really just clicked. Like I'm gonna make this work.
Okay, that'll work. All right, so through all your experiences, what you learned so far, what would be the biggest takeaway that you got as being a drummer, as being percussion?
Man, the biggest takeaway I would have to say is patience and aspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because, man, it's throughout the whole time of just playing drums and just being around band, period,
Mm-hmm.
uh, or music, period. You're not gonna always be where you want to be starting off. You might be advanced as others, but one thing you learn is that when it comes to a team, you have to be able to work with somebody else. They're not gonna always be on your level. So that's where the patience come in. That the aspiration is, man, you have to want to get. You can't be complacent where you are. You have to always want to be better. And even when you are better, you have to want to be better than that. So it's like it's a continuation of, you know, growth. So, patience and aspiration is something that I took
Okay.
away from.
That's cool. So let's go back to the beginning. We kind of touched on it as you was speaking on when you knew you was a drummer. Let's start from the beginning with Darious Scott before you became Darius Chop
All
Scott.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the influences, your passion, how what made you want to continue to strive to get better. Let's go through all of that. So we'll start at middle school. We can start from there. We gotta go to the baby days. We're gonna start when you're middle school, when you knew after you knew I had my this is what I want to do moment. So let's start there. So let's just start with how did you start? What made you pick the drum that you played? Uh what were some of the things that you learned early on as you progress through life as far as drum? Let's talk about your story.
All right. Well, as far as picking the drum, unfortunately, it was the movie Drumline.
Okay.
Yeah, that
One of the
movie,
best, worst movies
right,
ever.
where
I
because
love that movie. But it's so it's cool, but it got some great points. I ain't gonna lie. I used to
yeah,
watch Drumline every night before. Well, it used to watch me when I was in school. Go to sleep. I slept through Drumline every night. So, but I love that movie. It got some great points. But go ahead, man. My bad.
I know you good. So yeah, it was partially that movie, and when my parents stopped going to the Southern Heritage, back then it used to come on TV
Mm-hmm.
on BET, I think.
Right. BT up.
So whenever they didn't go, they always used to tape it. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, man, when me being a part of music, it was like, man, all I wanted to see was the band. I didn't care about the game,
Mm-hmm.
none of that. I just wanted to see the band. So uh seeing the band and seeing that movie, it was just like, okay, man, I know I can play drums. I've been playing drums those past years on up until then. So I ended up playing snare. And believe it or not, man, again, I got to bring up Brandon Henderson
Mm-hmm.
because he was the one that actually taught me how to hold the sticks that way. At first, I was playing what I think this is
Match.
traditional
Match.
match grip. Yeah, I was playing match grip. So he was like, man, no, you got to hold a stick like this. So we started playing traditional way. So yeah, he taught me how to do that, and we went to middle school together. Havenview Middle School, also where you attended. So
Right.
went to Havenview. So now, middle school days, one of the influences were yourself. You used to come around then. Everybody was young. Everybody was on the move. And Havenview is not that far from Whitehaven. So,
Right. Right.
you used to come up there, do your critiques and your teaching. And it's pretty much like just hearing Whitehaven, seeing Fairleigh, because of course that's one of the biggest rivals in the city. That's the game a lot of people want to see.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's anything. Why even Fairleigh, we can have a barbecue. If it's a Whitehaven versus Fairleigh barbecue,
it's
it's
gonna be
gonna
the biggest
be
one.
stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be stupid life. It's I don't know what it is. It's just their neighbor, their backyard. They ain't out backyard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I understand.
So yeah, that's pretty much what led up to the beginning stage of me getting to where where I am now. Because Whitehaven pretty much started it off. Havenview was just like a stepping stone, just getting my feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got to high school, that's pretty much what got me started. Uh, I stopped there just in case you might have some other questions as far
Oh
as
yeah, it's cool.
the high school.
We gonna keep going into high school.
This is VRoc Chops.